Okay. And how do we create the component folders and all? What is the folder structure that we usually maintain and all? And then we moved on to the next topics as well. So before I start the next topic, one thing that I want to do is first I want to import my single user environment over here so that I can start working from the previous modules onwards. So first I am checking out the entire thing here, and the best way is simply create one component folder in order to import. Okay, and now click on this import folder and then say import subset, and then choose the folder that you want to import. So why this means everything will be imported only into this folder, and simply say merge. There are any mergeable objects, so you can choose whichever you want. Configurations I don't want to touch, execution no, issues no, reporting no, test planning no, test case design no. So these three sections are the ones which I need to see. From requirements, what is that we created? Honda. So do a control X and come to this requirements, control V. So my work, whatever I have created, I just moved it clean here. Modules, demo web shop related ones. So control X and just simply say control V here. See, all those got transferred. Test cases also, only demo web shop. So control X and again control V. And now delete this import folder. We are done with our changes, simply save it. That's all. Now let me open this modules in one window. I'll dock it over here, and this test cases in another window, and I will dock it over here. And this scratch book, and just get this and dock it over here. Okay, and I will save this view. How do we save the views? In the form of perspectives. Mod comma test cases. Say okay. That's all. Until this, we are good, right? So after this, we started working on one dummy test case also by taking up the constraint index. But anyways, I think that class was still a bit confusing one. Is it clear? Shall I mark it as completed, or do you want me to repeat that again?
Ramya, please repeat that again.
Yeah, sure. So basically, we know why. Yeah, we know that why do we go for this non-unique controls? Whenever you want to resemble some set of controls, or whenever you want to steer some set of controls based upon their index positions and all, we usually, instead of scanning multiple ones, we will scan only one, though it is non-unique, but we will be able to steer it. Okay, so for that we will be using the one second. ఏమైంది కిరణ్ మై? Yeah, basically, whenever we think that that particular there are some set of controls, instead of identifying all controls, whenever you want to steer it with any one set of controls, we will go for this non-unique one. So how can we steer those non-unique controls? We can steer them in three ways. One way is by using the buffer. What is this buffer? We will see what is the property that is changing among the controls, and for that property we will assign a buffer value. And what do? We will update this value of the buffer during the test case creation. Means, for suppose if there is some inner text that is like which is coming up as that particular product name, like the golf belt and all, or else some shoes, green and blue shoes, sneakers, all this here under that, after the title that particular name comes. So what did we do? We assigned a value called, or a value of the buffer, that is product. And when we are using in the test case, the first thing that you have to do is, first you have to set that buffer before using it. So we have set that particular product to wool hat, and then we said go on click on it. So by that time, when you are saying go on click, already a buffer is there with the name product. So what would be the title here? Show details for product, sorry, wool hat. That is the reason it will go on click on that one. The next way is by using the explicit name. What is this explicit name? Basically, explicit name as well as constraint index. Both are almost the same. Okay. So in explicit name and constraint index, what we do is basically we will take the index position. You all know identification by index. What do you mean by identification by index? Among these properties, like you have selected these properties, for these properties these many controls are having these properties in common. What do you mean by non-unique element? There are more than one element which are having same set of properties. So when we say identifying by index, it is also the same, right? These many elements are there with these selected properties. Out of this is your id position, is what we are saying through identification by index. So the same way, either you can take that id position and steer it via explicit name or constraint index. What is the difference between these two? These two are configuration parameters only. You can directly go over here, right click on this particular attribute that you have, and then this is the icon for create configuration parameter. You can directly create one configuration parameter. So for constraint index it is like constraint index, and for explicit name it is like explicit name. And the value for explicit name is true, and the value for constraint index is the value that you pass here. It is the number. If you remember, for explicit name, we are passing that number in the test cases section. Okay, in the name part, like hash 11, hash 2, and all. But for constraint index, all we do is we will pass it from the module section. That is the main difference. If now I just passed it as 2 here, and when I simply drag and drop this module into my test case, I need not change anything. I can just give it as click. It will directly go to the second one and it will click on it. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts? It depends on you. Which one do you want to pick up and which one do you want to use?
The main difference between once again explicit and
Yeah, the main difference is, one second. I think I might have done. I did not do this change. Yes, as expected. The main difference between explicit name and constraint index is the place where you want to steer it. If you are going to know your index position during runtime, then go for the explicit name. Okay. Or if you are going to know your index position initially, then you can set it out in the module section. Anyways, it is okay. You can choose whatever you want. Okay. You can choose whatever you have implemented through explicit name, you can achieve it via constraint index also. If only thing is, in constraint index you will pass that index in the module section, and in explicit name you will pass that index in the test cases section. Other than this, there is no difference at all.
okay.
Any other questions? See, it went and it clicked on the second one. It doesn't matter for it. Like, what is the second one that I have? For suppose, if you take this one, okay, here it is blue and green sneaker. So let's go to this books. Okay. So do we have anything here like blue and green sneaker or anything? No, nothing. But if I say go and click on my second product image, it will simply go and click on this copy of computing because that is the second one that it is seeing, right? Okay. First, it will not work. I need to change the title of the module because we are working on a different web page. See the title here, demo webshop.books. So now let's simply go to this module, and in order to make it work, simply change this title as demo webshop.start. Am I correct? And now if I say go and click on this, it will simply go and click on it. See? Is it clear? Any questions, any doubts on these three? Okay, let me ask you one question. Then, for suppose I have three tabs open and I want to go and perform the operation in the second tab. Three tabs of demo web shop are open now and I want to go and perform operation on the second tab. So how can I do that?
By using constraint index.
Okay, where do you give this constraint index parameter? I want to go to second tab or second window, whatever I have.
Module section we can pass.
To modules or any attributes? I am asking my question once again. I have multiple tabs or multiple windows of the same application open and I want to go and work on the second or the third one. So, how can I work on it? Should I go for explicit name? Should I go for buffer? Should I go for constraint index? Which one?
Ramya, we will go for constraint index, and that constraint index will define in the module level of that under a property. We will create a new configuration parameter and pass the constraint index as a number like hash. If you want to work on it, the second instance of the web page, like second tab, where the that demo website is, then we pass two. Or if you want to work on one, then we'll pass one. Or if you want to work on the third that tab where the demo website is open, then we'll pass three.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Because why are we going for constraint index here? Any specific reason can't we use explicit name? Just think about the work around. If we are giving explicit name, where we will be placing that particular index position? We cannot, right?
Yes.
That is because here we want to declare it at that particular module level because we want to go to that particular web page, second web page or first web page. So then we will be declaring at the module level. If it is something like go to the first element or second element, then we will declare at that particular attribute level. So think whenever you have something like this, just think, is constraint index going out for me? Like, is it suitable or is explicit name suitable? Sometimes this is the only one option we will have. Sometimes we will have both. Then you can make your own choice. Okay, so now I want to tell you one more thing. How do we identify based upon the parents and all? So now let's see. I'm scanning the apparel and shoes section only. So shift right click scan HTML and then choose the demo web shop application. And then simply say condensed mode. This time I'm considering other elements such as this particular product link, product price, add to cart button. Okay, so in order to compare it with others, I'm just taking the other ones as well. And I will say review items. So let's come back to this and see. Yeah, so this is the product link. First, let's go one by one. First, let's talk about the product link. Okay, so this is the one. What are the properties that this product link has? Inner text, which is telling the particular product name, and the tag is A. Okay, so let's see with the blue and green sneaker. The same inner text is the one which is talking about that particular product. Tag is A. Similarly, the blue jeans. So now, what should I do in order to make it non-unique control? Hello? I want all of you to respond.
Yeah. Ramya, we can actually play with the inner text. Either we can set some wildcard in that, so that
Yeah.
will be, yeah.
Okay. Now I just set it to star mark here and the tag is A. So now how can we check identification by index and
Yeah.
see 41 out of 80. So do you think it is working?
No, I don't think so. It will work because already 80 elements are
Yes.
non-unique. Say,
So now what is that we can do? Any other alternative?
can we use the class name and give some value to it?
No, there is no value in this class name.
Ramya, it was already unique, right?
Yes, but I don't want it to be unique. That is our goal.
Sorry, you don't want?
We don't want it to be unique, right?
Sorry. Okay.
Using one control, we should be able to steer all the 8 controls.
Okay.
So then you don't want it to be unique, right?
Correct.
So now I made it as star mark, but still when we are doing this identification by index, it should show 1 out of 8. But here it is showing 41 out of 80. So okay. So now
Uh,
we try keeping, there is, what else do we have in order to change it?
Outer HTML, can we steer
Outer
that?
HTML. Okay, but see, I don't think it is going to work, but I will try for you. Okay, so what I do is instead of this whole thing until here, I'll just keep a star mark here. And now identify by index. No use.
No, you're right.
Okay. So now we are unable to identify this, right, in a proper way. So what is the other alternative that we have? The other alternative is first get into the DOM structure. So just pull this to this end. So you are into the DOM structure now. While getting into the DOM structure, right, always make sure you are selecting the element and then pulling it to the right. So you will get into the correct position, or else it will take you somewhere at the top or bottom, and then you will be getting confused. Where is my element in searching that whole mess? Okay. Now this is the link that we want to. So what is the parent node of it? Parent is nothing but under which it is there. You can see small arrow marks here, right? Collapse expand buttons. So if you collapse this, it is hiding. So this is the parent node. So go to this H2 and see what are the properties. I am selecting this H2 now and I will come back here. So if you see this parent node, what are the properties it has? It has tag as H2 and this one has a class name. So now I am selecting the class name, product title. Okay. And now if you see under H2, if you see identify by index, what is that we are getting?
8, 1
1
out
out
of,
of 8. This is
yeah.
what we are expecting. Now what did we do here exactly? We took the product link and also the parent node of it. In this combination, you have only 8 controls. Now, did you understand? I'm repeating my point once again. As we are not able to make it as the control that we want, I went to the DOM structure and I took the immediate parent of it. When I considered the immediate parent of it, automatically it has become 1 out of 8. Here I did not select any product basic properties. I selected tag as H2 and I selected class name as product title. If needed, yeah, if needed, then for sure I will select this in a text, but I will keep it as a star mark because it should work for any product. Now, after doing this, when they say identification by index, it shows me 1 out of 8 because this particular parent node with that properties and child node with these properties, this combination is what is existing for almost 8 times, and out of this set is the first set. This is what it is telling. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, Ramya.
You just need to take it slow, but you will understand this once you practice it with your own hands.
Yes, right.
Any questions, any doubts still here?
No, Ramya.
Okay. So now this is the product that we got. Okay. Now what I want to do is I'm removing all this. Okay. So in the same way as we did for this particular product hyperlink, let us do for all the controls. Okay. I'll say one thing. I'm just entering the condensed mode. And this time again, I'm considering this show details for review items. So here, see, tag is image. Okay, and the title that we have is show details for so and so. So for suppose if you did not consider this show details for also, which is common, and you are giving a star mark here.
Ramya, just hold on. How did you remove the already selected controls? Can you show it?
Just, yeah, just deselect it here.
Oh, it will go off.
Yes.
Okay.
But suppose I don't want this blue and green sneaker, I just deselect it. It will go.
Okay.
So now, yeah, for this, instead of taking show details for and then star mark, I took a whole star mark. Now let's see what will happen. Let's say identify by index. So now it says 2 out of 9. Means me that is like instead of 1 out of 8 I am getting 2 out of 9. So again let's try to replicate the same. So what is that we have to do if we are facing some issues like this? We have to get into the DOM structure first, and then we have to go to the parent node of it. So just try to understand. See, this is the one which we are trying to work with. What is the parent node of this? This is also a hyperlink. Does it have any proper properties? It has tag as A, and it also has a title, and which is nothing but the show details for, and that is what we want to make it as a star mark. No, so when okay, let us try with that as well. So even though it has these properties, I'll let that tag be there, and instead of this title I'll keep a star mark over here and say okay. And now I will see what is the index position. See, still it says 40 out of 80. No, then this is not working. So just deselect this. So if your immediate parent doesn't work, go to the next immediate parent. Look at this next immediate parent. Just understand the DOM structure. This is our link and this is staying under this, under this. But if I, okay, so this is the one which we have. And now just go to this properties and see. What does it have? It has tag as div and it has the class name as picture. So select that one. And now say identification by index. See, now it is saying 1 out of 8. Either you can go with this way. For suppose, okay, this is working fine. If this is also not working, again go to the super parent of it. Like just go to the parent. This time you can deselect this inner text because it has all the details here. So you can select the class name as product item. Either that one will work. Or else if it doesn't also work, go for the next one, item box. Go for the next one, product grid. So you are understanding, right? Try to understand the DOM structure. Okay. First they have the product grid. Inside product grid, they have another container called item box. Inside this item box, they have product item. Inside product item, they have picture. Inside that picture, they have the hyperlink. And under that hyperlink, they have the actual image that you are working on. So this is how they work with. Now, did you understand it? Yes, no,
Mm, Yes, Ramya, I got it.
yeah. Remaining people, I don't hear anybody speaking.
Yeah, Ramya, but I think we need to practice once.
Yes. Nalini, did you understand? Nalini, okay, okay. So these things, right? These look easy, but once you get your hands dirty, only then you can understand what is actually going on. Okay. So now let's move on to the next one. Okay. So I just got this back. So let's say condensed again. And now I'm scanning the prices. Okay. Say review items. So these are the different prices. See what is the property you have? Tag is one. Inner text is the one which is having the price. And class name is the one which is having the price. So let's select class name. And can I select this inner text or should I keep a star mark here?
Star mark. No
Keep
star.
it,
Because the prices will be different for everything.
Yeah,
no,
so
keep it as star marks because
because the prices will be
will be
different.
different. Yeah, right.
Okay. So now let's see how many controls are there with this. So how do we do that? Identify by index. See, we got 1 out of 8. This is our price. So I have one question for you. Listen carefully. Now I am identifying my price in this way. What are the properties I have taken? Inner text, tag, and class name. And in the inner text, I kept a star bar. So, can I steer this control using buffer? Can I give a buffer value to this inner text and can I update that buffer? Will it work?
I think yes, it will work.
Look at
Yes,
this
Ramya.
clearly
Will-
and say me. I am showing you the web application. Can we assign that particular value, like for suppose 11 rupees? So can I say 11.00 in the to that particular buffer, and do you think it will work?
no, Ramya, it will not work because
There are two 11.00.
we have to 11.00.
Yeah, correct, Ramya. We can assign it, but it won't work. It
We
will be
can,
a,
yes.
It will
So
be a
which
duplicate.
yeah. So then how can we steer it?
We will see for the other parent.
Constraint index and the explicit name options and then use it. Okay.
uh,
So now this is perfect. Good. So now let's go for the next one, that is add to cart button. So I have another question for you. I'll ask you. Wait, first let me scan it. Consensed. Click on this add to cart button, review items, and come over here and see what is there. You value is add to cart, tag is input. So now tell me, when I say identification by index, how many? What is the number that I get there? Look at the screen and tell me.
6.
1 out of 6, correct? Because we have only 6 add to cart buttons. So let's do it. See, 1 out of 6. So now how can I steer this add to cart button? Can I steer
Constraint.
it via buffer,
It's better to use CI constraint index.
constraint index, or explicit name? We cannot steer it via buffer. It is clear right there. So
Yes.
this is how you just think while scanning itself, like you should get all these things running in your mind. Okay, I can steer it via constraint index. Yes, I can't steer it via buffer. I should go for this. So this is how we usually work. Okay, so now I'm simply saying finish screen and close this. So this is the one that we actually scan. So this is the parent node that I have. So in order to steer this particular parent node, I can either use buffer, or I can use constraint index, or I can use explicit name. It works for all these three. And the same way, if I want to steer price, I can use explicit name or constraint index. For add to cart also the same, constraint index or explicit name, not buffers for these. Okay. Now I have another one important interview question. So you know that there are 8 elements which are having similar set of properties, correct? Or 6 elements for add to cart. Am I correct?
yes.
Yes,
So
Ramya.
now I want, like, think like you scanned it. Okay. And now there is some change that happened. And you don't know how many add to carts are there. So now see how many add to carts do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are there. How can you get this count via Tosca? Any idea? we usually have a property called result count. Okay, for suppose I want to get how many add to carts are there. Simply go on to this property drop down. Here you will not see that property, but still you can write it. Say result count and give some value to this buffer. Say number. Okay, and the action mode is buffer. So what is the value that comes and sits in number now? Depending upon the number of add to carts, those many controls. Like for this selected properties, these are the number of controls that are present is what we will get. Let's see. See, 9. Did you understand what is result count property?
Yes, Ramya, it will actually give the count of the controls available in the page.
Yes, with these selected properties. Okay. Yeah. So this is all about non-unique identification and working with it. So tomorrow let's take up another topic. Okay. All these topics are small things. You just need to create the links between them while working. That's all. Thank
Ramya,
you. Yes.
just now you showed us the result count this add to cart. How many we need to get this add to cart? How many add to carts are there in the web page, right? And
Yes.
in the same way, we also have same price of products, right? And we have 11 rupees products too. So can we
Yes.
get that also with this result count property?
Yes. For suppose I'm just dragging this same module and dropping it here. What do you say? Like you want to get the number of products with 11.00.
Yeah.
Or okay. So then what you need to do is what should I do in this inner text? What should be the value? 11.00. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Either you can give it via buffer or you can give it directly. Anything is fine. And now you can use the same thing over there. One second. How many products do I have with 11.0012?
Only.
Only two, I think.
Yeah, only 2. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So with this, I will stop today's session. Okay. Let's meet tomorrow and discuss some other things.
Hello, Ramya.
Yes. Hi.
Ramya, regarding to SQL installation.
Yeah, I will talk to you. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Bye. Yes.